Dude, let's go.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Untamed Outdoorsmen. Today we have a video on a new product that I bought, and this is going to be some upgraded neoprene rod sleeves. So, little context. So these rod sleeves are by the company LIV Fishing. I think formerly it was known as Live to Fish. Instead of the word TO, it was the number 2, Live to Fish. That, I think, was their original name, and they changed their name to LIV Fishing. And I was interested in these things probably 6 months prior to recording this video. They weren't a very super known company in terms of like their products that they sold at that time. But very recently, and it seems like very quickly, they have exploded in popularity. And I think it's mainly through the app TikTok. Those of you who have TikTok and follow fishing related content on TikTok, I guarantee you've seen advertisements for these things selling them on TikTok. I did not buy them from TikTok. I bought them off LIV Fishing's website directly, and I am not sponsored in this video. I'm not being paid by LIV Fishing to talk about these or to sell them. I paid for these with my own money because I was in the market for neoprene rod sleeves, and I bought them directly from LIV Fishing's website. I don't usually recommend buying things from the TikTok shop, those of you who have the app, but we're not going to get into that in this video. But these are LIV Fishing rod sleeves. Like I said, I was interested in these a long time ago, before they had really any crazy marketing like they do now. But their products really haven't changed other than some colors. A few months ago, they didn't actually have these colors available, but now they are available. And this is going to be some camouflage ones, mainly by Mossy Oak and I think a different style camo. And I separated them by 2 different types. So the Mossy Oak style camo is going to be for all my bait casters. And the standard, I don't know the other name of the camo, but it's more of a traditional style camouflage you see more often. That's going to be for all my spinning combos. So let's get these out of the box here. Let's see here. Okay. All right, we got a bunch of stuff in here. It's just filled up with these things. That is hilarious. Okay, so how this works, and as you can see, it's filled right to the brim. How these work on LIV Fishing's website, they actually had a promotion, and I think it's a permanent promotion. Depending on how many you bought was how big of a discount you got, and they had certain thresholds. So I believe it was like 6, 12, and 16, I think was the threshold. Don't quote me on that, but to get 13 rod sleeves, it was somewhere around $145 ballpark for 13 of them. If I had went and got a few more, which is what I did, I have 16 rod sleeves in here total. So to get 16, I would have hit the threshold and it would have been, I believe, $153, somewhere around there. So it was only a few dollars more to get 3 more rod sleeves. Individually, I think they were like $11.99 and $12.99. They may have been an extra $1 for the camo because I liked it so much. But okay, so this is them in the packaging here, and they're separated by casting and spinning. But this is now spinning. And 16. So that is 16 rod sleeves here. And this is going to be, I gotta recount how many I got, but I believe it was 12. I got 12 casting and 4 spinning to equal a total of 16. So these things are a significant upgrade over the standard like mesh style rod sleeves. I'll actually grab one of those right now. So I have one of my old style ones right here. So these are the traditional nylon mesh style rod sleeves. I have used these things for the entirety of this YouTube channel. I've gotten a few different ones over the years, but some of these are upwards of 5 years old. And it definitely looks it. These things are really only designed to last for a short while. They're really not designed for a long-term solution. You know, they work decently well when they're new. They do an okay job of protecting from like scratches and things like that. But there are some huge drawbacks to these things. mainly is the mesh material. If you get a hook caught in these or a treble, you're going to be fighting with a pair of pliers to yank them out, and you're probably going to pull the mesh with it. So kind of like a mesh net, when you get trebles caught in a mesh net, you got to yank them out and you pull the fabric with it. Very similar situation here. Over time, the braided mesh starts to loosen a little bit, and you'll actually have your eyes poking out of the sleeve all the time. And a third one that can happen is the top parts love to break off, and that's actually what happened to this one over a couple years of use. The top actually completely broke off. Yeah, so these things, you know, they do their job in a pinch, or if you're on a budget, they do their job, but not for really more than 1 to 2 years, at the very most 2 years. These things do wear out pretty quick. But these guys are a little bit different, and they do work quite a bit better. So I'll take one of these out of the packaging here to show you. Okay. So there are a lot of benefits to these guys. So mainly is the material. So this is a much more durable neoprene material. I can put, actually, I'm going to go grab a hook right now. I actually have this almost brand new Z-Man jackhammer. Get the barb and everything on it too. These things will not go through. They won't go through. I mean, I'm piercing it. Won't go through. So these things are significantly better at keeping hooks out of them. They do a really good job, especially when they're paired with other combos. Like if, for example, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be putting all of these in the passenger seat of my truck at one time. With the old ones, I was constantly dealing with hooks getting caught in them. These are much better for that. So much more durable, much thicker material. They float. They also float. I can't demonstrate that right now, but they do float. I've seen videos of them floating, so they do their job. So nice benefit there if you bring your rod sleeves with you on the boat. These are really good for that. It's got reinforced tip here. It's got a reinforced section specifically for the tip. I have, even with a rod sleeve on, I have broken tips before. So this will hopefully do a slightly better job. Obviously, you don't want to, you still want to care about your rods, even though they're in these sleeves, but generally they're going to be a little bit more protected with these neoprene ones. And biggest thing for me is going to be the long-term durability of these neoprene rod sleeves. These things are going to protect my rods for a very long time. And not to mention, honestly, the color, the design of these is so cool. I just had to get it. It was such a cool thing I saw. But yeah, guys, so this is one neoprene rod sleeve. This is the casting one by them. It's the Mossy Oak Bottomland. And then I'll take one of the spinning ones out as well. This was Mossy Oak Habitat. The Mossy Oak Habitat. So a little bit different design. A little more of that traditional camouflage style that you see a lot more. But Mossy Oak Habitat right there. Very, very cool. So yeah, guys, I got 12 and 4. Right now I have 10 casting and 3 spinning. But it'll be nice. I do plan on expanding that as time goes on. So this is going to allow me to buy whatever future combos I get and still have a rod sleeve for it. So yeah, guys, that is awesome. I'm going to go grab a rod right now, and I'm going to show you what they look like. Okay, so I got 2 combos here. I got a spinning and a casting. We'll start with the casting first, actually. So this casting combo is a Shimano Metanium with a St. Croix Mojo Bass Trigon. Let me grab the Mossy Oak. This is a 7'1" rod, but I believe they're rated all the way up to 7'6". So yeah, let me try this guy. All right. That is awesome. All right. Sweet, man. Okay. You still have room for all of your baits or whatever you want to throw on. You got room for that too, which is really, really good. I like that a lot. But yeah, so I'll actually widen out the camera so you guys can see a little bit more. So as you can see, it covers the whole rod. This is a 7'1", so pretty good demonstration here. But it does, I like this a lot. And the fact that you can still tighten it up here, this is semi-tight right now, which is fine. But it leaves you room to put your bait. So you're not like, the bait doesn't get lost in the rod sleeve, which is a big deal because the old ones, that happened a lot. But yeah, this is how that looks. Very, very cool. And as you can see, you got the protection up front. These things are awesome. All right, let's try the spinning one now. So out with the old and then in with the new. So this is a Dobbins Caden 7-1 medium light rod with a Shimano Vanford on it. Okay. All right, sweet. Okay, so that's the second one there. Neoprene, as you can see, very similar. So you got all that space there for your bait or whatever it may be. But it still leaves plenty of protection for the more sensitive parts of the rod that could get damaged a little more easily. The odds of you breaking a rod down here with a rod sleeve on, slim to none. So I think they thought of that. But it protects the more important parts. It protects the more fragile parts of the rod while still leaving you space to have a bait down here if you want. So super cool. I'm going to put the rest of them on, and then I'll show you a demonstration with them all on. But yeah, we'll get to that now. Okay, guys, so we're in the room that many of you probably haven't seen. This is the fishing cave. This is a place that my old subscribers, my very old subscribers, will remember vividly. We haven't made a video in here in a very long time. Maybe we'll get back into it. But it is in desperate need of another renovation. However, here we have the rod sleeves. These are the old ones. So these are the old rod sleeves that I've had. Like we said in the video, they leave a lot to be desired for sure. But we're going to swap all of these out to the neoprene rod sleeves by LIV Fishing right now. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is how they look now. As you can see, a significant improvement, not only in the function, but in the look. I think these look so awesome. These things definitely add some more character to my rods for sure, but the functionality of these things significantly outweighs the traditional mesh style ones that we've had for forever. At least half a decade we've had those mesh ones, but now we got these better ones here. And as you can see, I am super, super happy with how these look and how these are going to perform. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video on these LIV Fishing rod sleeves. There's not a whole lot of information on these on the internet in terms of videos in general and two actually honest reviews, because there's so many ads of these things that it's hard to get actually good sound, recommendations on these things that aren't biased. But these things are pretty good. I can't really complain. I mean, we'll see how they hold up in 3, 5, 7 years. That's how long I plan on keeping these. But as of right now, these things are a good purchase, and the very little honest reviews that I can find on them are equally as positive. So these things seem like they're pretty good value for the money, and they're pretty good quality units. There are other neoprene rod sleeves out there. Tackle Warehouse makes some. I believe Evolve makes some too. Those are probably just as good, but the design of these LIV Fishing ones kind of made it stand out for me for sure. So that's why I went with these. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.